I went from a bullied, insecure, non-athletic girl to a strong, confident woman who is fighting, training and living in Thailand. A lot of women think that Muay Thai is only for fighters or for tough girls. But that's not true. I got a fitter body, real strength, I learned to defend myself and got way more confidence, even though I was also completely unathletic and even scared of violence. And you can get those even without ever stepping in a ring. I will walk you through the key chapters of my journey. From my first class in Malaysia, to hard training in Switzerland, to training and fighting in Thailand. If you are new here, my name is Zoe. I'm a Muay Thai fighter living in Thailand, and I help women get fit, build real strength and learn to defend themselves with Muay Thai at home. To understand why I'm so passionate about helping women, you need to understand who I was before starting Muay Thai. So before starting Muay Thai, I was really not confident. I was so uncomfortable in my own skin. I remember I wasn't really fat, but I was fluffy. I wasn't really athletic and I tried many fitness routines, but I could never really be consistent. I wasn't learning any very interesting skill. I remember I was wearing hoodies all the time. I was hiding my body, even my arms in summer. I wouldn't even dare to wear a short sleeve shirt. Also, I was bullied at school, known as the nerdy girl comes to sport. I was always picked last. I was out of breath after running just for like 30 seconds. Sport teacher had no hope in me. They were just thinking that I wasn't good at sport at all. When I was young, I always wanted to do martial art because I thought it looked so cool. I could be a strong woman, I could learn to defend myself, I could also fight back against my bullies. But my mother was scared because it's violent and also because I'm born with a foot problem, she preferred to tell me that no, Zoe, you're not gonna do martial art. Also, I was really so unfulfilled with life, I have no purpose. I went from hiding in hoodies and avoiding eye contact to walking into a Muay Thai gym in Malaysia for the first time. My heart was pounding and I was convinced I didn't belong there. So fast forward, a few years later, I am in Malaysia. I was feeling quite depressed. I felt that I need a sport to let my emotion out. I decided, okay, now it's time to start martial art. I always wanted to do it since I'm young. Now I am 18 years old and I really want to start. I joined this class, I arrived, I'm so shy, I don't know what to do. I'm a bit anxious. He's starting to teach us the basic punches, the stance, and I remember throwing my first kick. That was where it started to be harder. I didn't have hip mobility, I didn't know how to turn well my hips, and my kick was just so bad. I had no balance. That was the end of the first class and I was really glad I went and I immediately fell in love with Muay Thai. Since that moment, I decided to join 3 times a week. The hardest part isn't the first class. It's surviving those first few months where all your fears come up. So during the first few months of training, I was slowly improving, but I have really a big lack of balance. I didn't have proper technique. I learned some movement the wrong way. Also, we started to do some sparring and I remember I couldn't manage my emotion. I was scared of being hit, of hitting others and hurting others too. That took me a while to overcome. So I started to improve. My tolerance to pain got higher. I started Muay Thai without wanting to fight. But at that point, I started to hesitate. After like 6 months of Muay Thai, the coaches asked me, Zoe, do you want to fight? And I was like, oh, I want it, but I'm really scared to be hurt. Am I good enough? And they told me that I would need maybe a few more months of training to be ready. At that point, I started training extra at home. I was training on my own. I was doing my own training at home. I didn't have a bag or a ring or any fancy equipment, but I was still finding ways to improve my technique at home. Switzerland was where I realized that discipline can turn a non-athletic girl into a strong one. So in July 2023, I come back to Switzerland. I wanted to make the most of that month to get a feeling of Muay Thai in my own country. That first session was brutal. The Muay Thai in Switzerland was way harder than in Malaysia. Most people here were more athletic than me. They were sparring harder. I remember hurting myself a few times, and also the gym was 1 hour to 1 hour and a half far from my home. At that time, I decided to consecrate all my time to Muay Thai. So the morning I was doing a training of like an hour and a half. In the afternoon, I was going to the gym, which is very far. And I started to progress a lot in my skills. That month, training season was very intense. I remember I was shadowboxing under the rain when I arrived to the gym and it wasn't open, but I was just so happy, full of purpose, and I was determined to train to have my first fight in Thailand. Then I did the crazy thing that most people never need to do. I moved to Thailand for Muay Thai. So in September 2023, I start training in Thailand. I go to a first gym. I was a bit disappointed of the training and I got a bit discouraged, but After I found a second gym, I remember having that old coach that immediately took me in private to teach me how to properly kick. He corrected all my technique. I felt like everything I had learned was wrong and I was very unbold. After I remember from that point on training 5 times a week, and the training were 2 to 3 hours long, it was extreme. With the heat, the humidity. I remember in some training I was crying. Sometimes I got even knocked down in a training when we were doing clinching. Training was very hard, but I started to slowly improve my technique. And by the way, if you want to learn to do Muay Thai, you learn to defend yourself, get fitter, stronger, and also gain some self-confidence, I have a 5-day Muay Thai challenge. You can do it at home without any equipment, and if you're interested, you can check the link is in the description. It's completely free, by the way. Even in Thailand, training every day, there's moments I honestly felt maybe I'm not made for this. So after training like 3 months in Thailand, I was also running, extra conditioning with weights. I was so burnt out, but I was ready for my first fight. They get honest that they don't really believe in me. They think I am too cute to fight. They said that my face was too cute and that I didn't look like a fighter. And honestly, I get discouraged. At that point, it's the end of 2023. I am tired and I just decide, okay, let's take a break from this. And I come back fresh for the beginning of 2024. I decided to change gym to find a gym that they actually believe in me. After so many no's, I finally got the yes that I was dreaming of, my first fight. The first day I came, I remember they asked me, do you want to fight? So finally a gym was believing in me and I was just so happy. The first fight went so well. I won. When I was on the ring, I didn't realize what is happening. That was just so intense. That was an experience that you can't understand if you don't experience it yourself. I won the fight by decision and I later discovered that my opponent had more than 10 fights. I didn't get injured. I was so emotional. At first, I didn't expect to win, and second, I realized that, wow, I fought on a ring. I am a fighter. I did something that 99.9% of people would never dare to do. And that just gave me a huge confidence boost. I saw that, okay, now I am a new person. But growth isn't just about the wins. Sometimes you get completely humbled. After we arrived in end of March 2024, and this is my second fight. This time, it didn't go as planned. I end up in Isan and I get completely crushed. I end up on a national show. It's my second fight. I match against a woman who has more than 30 fights. I get crushed. I lose. I'm so sad. I cry. I go back home and I think, I'm not made for this. Maybe I should stop fighting. What really turned me into a real fighter wasn't the easiest win. It was what I did after my hardest loss. I decided that I slowly come back to train. I'm still at the same gym and I train, I gain skills. I learned to enjoy simply the training, not just the competition. I also gained some muscle. I started to feel like my body is really at the peak. But at that time I was thinking that, wow, I am so athletic, so lean and full of energy. And after that, in July, I started to fight again. I lose, but I'm not discouraged. And that year I fought 5 more times. I win some, I lose some, but I learned valuable experience and I level up a lot my skill. In the end, after many gyms, my passion for Muay Thai grew. And I also start to get a stronger body as I change gym. I experienced few ways to train. So where am I now? And what does that mean if you never want to fight? We are beginning of 2026. I didn't fight for the whole last year. I didn't feel like I felt like I'm happy training. I'm happy teaching other women how to do what I did. I am so fulfilled. Now I have had crazy experience about fighting. I proved to myself that I can do it. I gain a lot of self-confidence. I also help a lot of women to learn to gain confidence in themselves, get fitter and stronger, and I just feel so happy. This show me that even if I don't fight, I can still get the benefit of Muay Thai. I also don't need to fight to get those benefits. Fighting is really the next level if you want to do something a bit crazy. So what you should take away from my 3 years Muay Thai transformation? I started as a bullied, insecure, and non-athletic girl who wished she could defend herself. By taking one scary step at a time, from my first class in Malaysia to training in Switzerland and fighting in Thailand, I transformed my body, my confidence, and my life. You don't need to fight or move country to get those benefits. You just need to stop and keep showing up. It's okay if you feel weak, clumsy, or scared right now. Every strong woman you see, start where you are now. If you want to get fitter, stronger, learning some basic self-defense, and start building this kind of confidence from home, you can join my free 5-day Muay Thai challenge. It's made for women who are starting from zero and who don't want to fight but want to get the benefit of Muay Thai. You will find it in the first link in the description. And I will see you in the next video.